Okay, we can repeat the 6 necessary elements of tragedy. What are the 6 necessary elements? Can anyone mention? Plot, character, diction, thought, spectacle, and song. Okay, what is character? We have already mentioned that before. He has already defined what plot is. Plot is a word. Incidents of the or arrangement of the incident in action. Okay, character means of what? Who can define something else? That means who has a vital role. Who can play? Who can play? Okay. Then of what? Then thought is what? Third comes through the sorry? Diction. Okay. So let us to start the next one. And I have already mentioned that the next part is also important, most important. Okay, to understand his temperament about tragedy. Of these elements, the most important is the plot. Which is the most important? Plot. The ordering of the incidents for tragedy is a representation not of man but of action and life. So you see that our intention is not to what? It's not to highlight some man, but man in action. Have you ever joined in a political meeting? You will see that all the junior leaders try to what? Praise only the what? The man. But why he is great? How he is great? It is not mentioned. In our country, for example, we can say that or either Bangabandhu or Ziaur Rahman, whenever they are uttered, never you will see that describe about of what? Their contribution to society. Only you are praising as a person. Even in the Peer Websha, what do we see that? The Muris are what? Praising only the Peer. But they never mention of what? The action, the attitude, the works of Peer. As a result, the difference between the Peer and the Prophet Muhammad is what? When we utter the Prophet Muhammad, we try to mention of what? His characters, his attitudes, his gestures, his contribution, etc. I mean, so what? That is action. That is action. That's why he says that tragedy in action. What type of action? It's a representation. What you can represent, not of a man. It is not your task. It is not your task to represent a man, but of action. Another example we can say that in literature, To Autumn by John Keats. It's a small poem, old, but you have seen that there is no what? Existence of human being. I mean, so what? Here, the poet only or the speaker only reveals about the activities or action of the autumn. I mean, so what? Here the action is important, not the person, Clear?
Yes, sir.
Next. Of happiness and unhappiness. So what does it mean? The action will represent a what? The happiness of unhappiness. Or anti-happiness and happiness and unhappiness are bound up with action. Purpose of living is an end which is a kind of activity, not a quality. You have seen that it is their characters indeed that make men what they are, but it is by reasons of their actions that they are happy or the reverse. Tragedies are not performed, therefore, in order to represent character, although character is involved for the sake of action. Thus, the incident and the plot are the ends aimed at in tragedy. And as always, the end is everything. Furthermore, there could not be a tragedy without action. You should underline this. Okay? What? There could not be a tragedy without action. But there could be without character. Why he has mentioned that? Without character, how you can present the action? Actually, what he has mentioned there, the person is not the important. To emphasize on the action, he says that person is not the important. We are not highlighting. For example, as you have read Macbeth, I think here. Here we are not saying, we are not giving our remark on the person Macbeth. We are giving our remark on what? His activities. What is activities? He interacts with the three witches, he desires his dream and writes a letter to his wife, and he kills Duncan, Banquo and some other ones, etc. etc. What does it mean that? It doesn't mean that. We are highlighting here what? Macbeth, character. We are highlighting what? His actions, his characters. Sorry, his actions, okay? So here Macbeth is a character and the activities is his action. So what is important? Plot is important because plot means the arrangement of these actions. Arrangement of the action. The incident means what? Here the action. Okay? That's why what is the important base plot. So must remember that a tragedy you can form without any character, but you must have a what? Action. Indeed, the tragedies of the most of our recent playwrights fall to present character. It happens in that time also, in present time. Frequently are mentioned, you have seen that. What? According, Aristotle in his time, he is a moral. He is a modern. But according to us, he is an ancient one. He says that in his time there is another train. Train of what? What type of thing? The people are highlighting a word. Person, character, instead of their action. Instead of their action. Says that he rejects those type of idea. Got my point? So what is the most important? The most important thing is what? The most important thing is plot rather than character. Character.
So the most important is action.
Action, I mean plot. Plot means what? Arrangement of the action or the incidents. Incidents means what? The actions. Okay, each and every what? Incident is considered as an action. Got my point? Okay, next few lines you can escape. Then again, got the line? Again, if someone writes a series of speeches expressive of character and well composed as far as thought and diction are concerned, he will still not achieve the proper effect of tragedy. This will be done much better by a tragedy which is less successful in its use of these elements, but which has a plot giving and orderate combination of incidents. Another point to note is that the two most important means by which tragedy plays on our feelings, that is what? Reversal and recognition, are both constitutes of the. So remember that to form the plot you must have these as well. Okay. You must have these. This is what? One is reversal, another is recognition. Later on we'll discuss it. Okay. Further proof is that beginnings can achieve accuracy in diction and the portrayal of character before they can construct a plot out of the incidents, and this could be said of almost all the earliest dramatic poets. So again, he is going to define or going to clarify what plot is. Okay, the next para. The plot is the first essential of tragedy. Several times he mentioned that the importance of plot. Okay, here he has also mentioned that the plot is the first essential of tragedy. It is compared with what? Lifeblood. We know the lifeblood. How important it is. Can you imagine now? Can you guess it now?
Yes.
He tells that plot is nothing but the lifeblood, so to speak. And character takes the second place. So character should not be places in the first place. So you can see that in our real society, whenever someone is emphasizing on what? On a person, that is actually fake things. It's pumping someone else. But whenever you are highlighting someone's what? Someone's action, character, or the attitude, activities, that is the most important, okay? To evaluate a person. To evaluate a person. Next one. It is much the same in what?
In
Painting. For if an artist were to dub his canvas with the most beautiful colors laid on the random, he would not give the same pleasure as he would by drawing a recognizable portrait in black and
black and white.
Tragedy is a representation of action, and it is chiefly on account of the action that it is also a representation of person. Representation of person through the action. What are we going to? We are going to present actually a person. So what does it mean? Action is the most important. What does it mean? Means that plot is the first. It must be used in the first place. Okay. Then you can think of a character or the person. So next, what already we have discussed what character is. Okay. He has already mentioned it in the previous page. The third property of tragedy is thought. This is the ability to say what is possible and appropriate in any given circumstances. It's a situation. It's a what? Literary criticism class. So my thought, my example must be relevant with it. How it comes? Because of my thought. I mean, what? Thought is something else which expresses your emotion, feelings, or it will help what? To evaluate your activities. Got my point? Next. It is what? In the speeches, in the play, is related to the art of politics and rhetoric. The order. Dramatic poets make their characters talk like statements, whereas those of today make them talk like rhetoric. Character is which reveals personal choice. Character reveals of what? Personal choice. The kinds of things a man chooses or rejects. That what? That comes through a character. That comes through a character. Okay. When that is not obvious. Thus, there is no what? Derivation of character in speeches in which the speaker shows no preferences or what? Aversion, whatever. So next one is here about thought, okay? Thought is present in speeches where something is being shown to be
True or untrue.
true or untrue. I mean, it's a word. Your words, your thoughts will define or help you what is true, what is untrue. Out of what? Where some general opinion is being expressed. I mean, what? Through the thought, you can express your thought as well. Clear? Next, fourth one. So far we have defined three. First one, plot. Then is the character. Then thought. Fourth, comes the diction of the speeches. By diction I meant, as I have already explained, where he explained just after the definition of the tragedy. Okay? Artistic devices he has explained. The expressive use of words, and these has the same force in verse and in prose. So it has nothing speciality at all. For what reason? It can be used in prose or in poetry both, okay, in the parts. Of the remaining elements, the music is the most important. Music is not the most important than the other. It is the most important compared to the two. Music and spectacle. Among these two, it is the most important, okay? Importance of the pleasurable what? Additions to play. Spectacle or stage effect. So spectacle means he defined stage effect. Background of the stage. Background of the stage.
Is an
Is an action, of course, but it has the less to do with the playwright craft or with the art of poetry. So, spectacle is a less important, but it is also necessary to form the tragedy. Okay. So, from the very beginning, we can repeat the definition and its part as well. First of all, we have seen that the definition of the tragedy, according to Aristotle, we get there are how many parts? There are 6 parts. He says that it's a representation. What? It is a representation. Oh, okay. Representation of what? Representation of an action that is for serious attention. In the second part, he says that it's a complete itself. Okay. Complete in itself. Third one is of what? Of some amplitude. These are the 3 parts. Another one is of what? Language, artistic devices must be used, but that should be appropriate with the other parts of play. I mean the tragedy, okay? And the 5th one is of what? It should be presented in form of action, not in narration. Last one is the purpose of the tragedy. Purpose of the tragedy. What is the purpose? He mentioned pity, fear, daily purgation of such emotion. At the same time, he has already mentioned that how many parts, how many elements of constitutions are essential to form a tragedy. What are they? There are 6 elements. What are they? First one, plot, then character, thought, diction, spectacle, and song. These are. And one by one, these 6 he has already defined. Okay? So that's all today. In the next class, we will discuss these 6 elements in detail from this book. Okay?